all these different tangents. So good to see everybody here talking, having a good time tonight. Now, let's start the Inside Star Citizen show with our lovely fam here. If you're joining us, get on board. Get on board. And let's have fun. And let's watch our Inside Star Citizen show that is only 8 minutes long. It's labeled Weird Science. I'm hoping it's going to talk about a little bit of the things that we talked about last week, where we talked about botany, microtech. Maybe they're going to talk about a little bit of, a little bit of biochemistry. They talked about harvestables, which was cool because a lot of people on oh God, here I go again. People were saying, oh, we're not going to have harvestables. Oh, we're not going to be able to grow anything. Oh, God, no, I don't want that kind of gameplay. Fuck that shit. I don't want any of that. Why can't I believe that's going to be in the game? DG, you're full of shit when you're going to say people are going to farm because it's not going to really happen. Fuck that shit. We saw it on the last episode. There's going to be harvestables. You're going to be able to put plants in the ground. You're going to be able to pull plants off of these motherfuckers. You're going to be able to eat them. You're going to be able to sell them. And it's there. It's a mechanic that's actually starting up right now. We saw it in the last Inside Star Citizen show when they showed Microtech. It was brilliant. I loved it. And that is why I'm involved in this project, because things are actually happening. People, now, 8-minute show. Telling you right now, I don't like the fact that this is only 8 minutes long. I think SIG needs to do a hell of a lot more work when it comes to the show. A lot of times I think they just put this thing together with sticks and glue. Tired of that shit. I want them to take the time to actually make a show that's solid. A solid 15-minute show. Can we get that shit going? Thank you so much, Killian. I'm running the show, Killian. I love you. I love you because Killian supports me. But I've already started, Killian. You understand what I'm saying? I've already started the show. You get what I'm saying, Killian? Thank you so much, Killian, for getting it. Because I know you do, dude. Now let's start the show. Turn it up a little
effects. If props are what make a place seem lived in, then VFX are what can make them seem alive in the very first place. And recently, team members have been working with signed distance fields to improve the way that particles in any environment react to everything from asteroids to manufactured structures like space stations and vehicles. It's a technology that can have far-reaching applications in the way our player characters interact with any environment. And it's just one more way we're working to make Star Citizen into a living, breathing universe.
All right, I'm not happy with it. I'm already not happy with the show. I'm going to tell you why. I see something called space dust, and I know instantly that's not going to be on a topic that I wanted it to be about. But it's okay. I'll give it a chance here. I'll give it a chance.
Today we're going to look at some improvements to the particle system, and that's some general improvement that applies to
bonus points for the Garbage Pails, the Garbage Pail Kids t-shirt. Bonus points to Simon Brattle. Simon, you bring a level of professionalism to SIG that needs to everybody needs a Garbage Pail Kid shirt. Which Garbage Pail Kid is that? I can't even see which Garbage Pail Kid.
Particles through all areas throughout the game. I'm going to start off with showing off some collisions. And
all right, this is actually looking kind of cool. Now let's get to RSW's comment, which he says, I wish they would talk about 3.7 since nothing is getting done on the roadmap. Okay, great talking point to start the show out with, RSW. And I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on, dude. I too am getting frustrated. There's this point at which we want to start seeing more mechanics on the game. We're going to have a bonus video after this particular show. We're going to talk about our community poll that we took over a week ago. We're going to have a community event about an issue that many people voted on. I think we had 130 people in our community vote on it, and we had about 14 or so comments, and we're going to have it after this show. But when RSW is saying that he wished that SIG would talk about 3.7 since nothing is getting done, he is not the only person that feels this way. There are a lot of citizens right now, particularly within the past 2 weeks, that feel like everything's stalling, nothing's getting done, there's things being delayed on the roadmap, and I completely understand where RSW is coming from, and I'm going to tell you exactly why it is happening. There are delays happening right now because they are going to surprise huge on CitizenCon. Everything right now that's going to be done all the way up into CitizenCon is causing the delays in the roadmap because I am speculating here. This is my opinion, but there's going to be, as I said on many of the videos that I've done on my YouTube channel, I believe they're going to unveil the Carrack. That's one of the things that I think is going to happen at CitizenCon. I believe that if they're not going to, I believe that they're going to unveil a new system. If they don't unveil a new system, what they're going to do probably, it's a probability, that they will release some type of mechanic that it deals with exploration, whether it be wormhole or jump point based mechanics, but they'll do it because they're going to release the character. Now, this is, again, speculation, but if you've been watching the videos that I've been doing lately on the channel, you're going to see some slip ups that have happened on live streams, on the Star Citizen Live, the actual streams that they pulled from the stream, that they actually pulled footage from something that I had noticed where they slipped on Nick's system and people said, hey, DG, obviously, we have Delamar, so there's going to be a Nix folder. But there was more. There was actually more, and I haven't made a video since. There were subfolders in the Nix system that talked about certain types of asteroid belts, which I thought was really interesting. And I think what we're going to see is another system being introduced or those types of mechanics. And I think that's why we're having this delay, these delays happening, because they are literally wanting this. They're going to have this huge reveal in CitizenCon. That's what I'm expecting. That's exactly what I'm expecting. If they don't deliver that, I will actually be a little bit upset. Invisible says, even if that jump or wormhole is to empty system full of hostiles, I'd still be progress and provide somebody needed gameplay. Boom. That's why I think they're going to do it. Invisible, they're going to add a mechanic that is very important. We've heard this a million times from a million different content creators that 60% of people want to play the game for exploration. So they're going to go right back to the heart and to the root of it. And I think they'll reveal huge onto that. RSW says they'll have to show Pyro to get to Nix. Yeah, they might. I'm not even quite sure how that's going to happen, RSW. I mean, did we expect Delamar to be in Stanton? You see what I'm saying, RSW? You know what I mean? And RSW is a RSW, and Stanton is a sandbox. And the thing is that they are working on other systems. So for people that are worried that there's nothing else being done, and they always say, well, there's only one system, blah, 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 blah. I've already released a video that was nearly 2 years old that showed Terra. For people that don't understand that, there is actually another system that was worked on nearly 2 years ago. A city, the whole thing, the structures, everything. And you can find that on my channel if you type up Terra. It's right there. I found it. So, they're actually working on other systems for those people that didn't understand that. Pirate says they have to show a new system. They've mentioned it wouldn't be hard to make a new one, but the main focus would be on the wormhole system. Yes, I think the work's going to be done in that respect, Pirate. Red says, I think the Carrick is the star of the show. Absolutely. We know how many people have wanted the Carrick forever, So it makes sense that they'd focus on the wormhole systems. Red says, I think the Carrick is the star of the show. I believe they will have a system in the works. Yes. Thank you, Red. Killian says, at Red, Carrick is too little for Sitcon. Yes, the Carrick, I believe, is too little for Sitcon, Killian. And I think they will disappoint if they only show the Carrick. They have to have another system or some type of mechanic. And that's why I think that CitizenCon is going to introduce these things. And that's why I think that you're seeing a lot of the delays in the roadmap, because they want to fucking hit the ball out of the park at CitizenCon. They want to get the hype back, and they need that sales. They need that revenue stream to remain strong. Revenue is still very strong, but people that are playing the game right now, they want to see the mechanics. They want to see something happening with the game. They want to see something happening with the artificial intelligence. And like I said, the video after this, we'll get into it. Let's watch some more. Sorry for the long speech, but I think it was definitely necessary during the show.
And as you see here, this is the old particle collision functionality we had. As you can see, the particles are just going straight through the ship, and it doesn't look very convincing. What we've done now is that we can take Z-buffer collision, height map collision, and SDF, and
that's pretty cool.
Combine this all. So combining these three can create very convincing looking collision. So now I combine this Z-buffer collision with SDF collision. And as you immediately see, they're
talking about collision effects, and they're actually shooting like a stream of coded particles onto it to see how particles react off of it. That's particle physics, which is really cool.
Looks pretty convincing from
Boba.
All
That's
angles.
funny, dude.
In the particle shaders,
that's pretty cool.
Fairly accurate.
Physics looks pretty accurate right there.
Computation.
How much lag is it going to add?
Aspects such as drag and friction, and particles can bounce a couple of times and then they transform into a sliding motion. So we try to be as physically accurate as we can within still being good performance. We can increase the count of the particles if we want. If I disable the SDF again,
shit.
well, we get back
They're
to
going
this
off.
situation.
4th of July up on
Now
that.
we're going to look at the different scenario, and in this case, we're going to showcase how the different elements of
And this is a really good point. RSW bringing up some really good points tonight. RSW says, makes me wonder why the flight model is so janky if SIG cares so much about physics and stuff. And spoiler alert, the community event that we're having afterwards is dealing with flight. And wait till you see the stats from these polls. It's ridiculous.
collision comes together and what each element contributes to the overall visual. So I will start off by enabling collision, and as you can see, it's...
Bo was saying that he'd like some type of strip club. I absolutely agree. There should be some type of strip club. And then Invisible Man says, last time I talked about them adding grit and some underworld bars and strip clubs on Spectrum, he got a 24-hour ban for it. You know, the mods on Spectrum are ridiculous. Let me just say this for everybody watching right now. Who the fuck are the moderators in Spectrum? They have no aptitude for being social whatsoever. And they favor the very large established content creators. And I think that's favoritism. And I'm calling those mods out right now on Spectrum. You should feel ashamed of yourselves, yo. Because you're disenfranchising a whole bunch of people right here. And Invisible Man's one of them. He's like just talking about things he wants to see in the game. And he gets a 24-hour ban. Fuck you, Spectrum mods. Grow up. It's ridiculous.
Bounces quite convincingly at the movement, but it's not a very complex effect. I will start by adding some effects that will play upon each collision event. Yeah, as you see now, it will spawn these sparks. This gives a better sense of particles and actual impact. Yet the main particle, it sort of comes just to a straight stop. So I'm gonna add some slide to the movement when it reaches. It looks a little bit odd when it lands. So I'm gonna give it some effects that plays.
You know, but RSW does bring up a wonderful point here. I'm seeing these particles bounce off, and you know, all the physics are like dead on with the particles. But the flight, RSW is so on tonight. RSW is getting the award tonight, the ISCR award tonight. For making very, very poignant comments. Very relevant.
Yes, we add some slide. As you can see, this is a much more interesting looking effect.
Fully dig what I'm seeing,
the main
though.
particle collides with the environment. It will shoot out sparks from the collision position, and when it hits the target, it will eventually, after a couple of bounces, transition into a sliding motion, and while it slides, it will also emit a trail afterwards in its wake. And this technology will apply to all areas of the game. And this is something we continuously work.
Killian bringing up a nice point here also. He says that's because it's inside a container. And the flight model isn't, because flight model's out in space. Interesting. What if they made it a giant cube? What if they made each system a giant cube and it'd be in a container though, Killian? Aha! Sophie.
So I hope we should be able to showcase this some more in the future.
So chemical reactions, which are the process in which two or more substances act mutually on each other and are changed into something different, like exothermic reactions, which, quite frankly, I studied before they were cool. You know what the worst thing about doing chemistry jokes is? No reaction.
Nobody gets it.
Chemistry puns. Really in my element. You can close it
That
up.
was actually pretty funny.
Recently, members of our audio team traveled to Jönköping, Sweden, to record the sounds of chemical reactions that can be applied to a multitude of uses within Star Citizen.
In April of 2019,
Would you stop with the
Clown
Earth
Imperium
flat
Games
shit?
audio team traveled to Sweden to a small, unassuming chemistry lab in search
Thank you,
of some
RSW.
really cool
Thank you, dude.
sounds.
I don't know, man. I try.
Together with our friends from Pole Position Productions, we
Wow.
spent a day recording a bunch of crazy chemical reaction sounds.
All right. All right. I'm totally digging this particular portion of the show. I mean, like, who doesn't love this?
to use in Star Citizen
Bova.
and Squadron 42.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm already, I don't know what I'm watching, but I'm loving it already. Science. Yeah. Sounds, getting them sounds, recording them sounds. Yeah. Oh, just when we were getting sexy, Kelly comes in. What's up, Kelly? How you doing, hun? I'm pretty sure it's not that sunny there for sunglasses. Hey, you don't be raining on my parade, Kelly. You know what? I got 3 very direct, luminescent LEDs shining at, I think we got about 4,000 lumens up in my face right now, Kelly. So you're going to have to deal with the fact that I got glasses. I don't know if you can't see the reflections off of this, but I will get retina damage if I do not have shades right now. There is so much light around my unbelievably sculpted bald head. So you're going to have to deal with this. You're going to have to deal with this. All right, who pooped in the jar? Oh, yeah. Are you listening to this audio?
Lastly, before we let you go this week, in last week's sprint report,
I could have watched at least 30 minutes of that. Can we have more of that, please? Nonsensical things burning, liquids pouring into large... What do you call those things? Oh, God, my chemistry. It's been a while. What the hell? Beakers? Bunsen burners? More of that. I could watch 30 minutes of that. I mean, they could have at least lengthened the show another 5 minutes and given us, you know, at least a 12 to 13 minute show. How dare you guys? Let me just talk a little bit about the fact that this show is 8 minutes. Can I just get back into the fact that the show was only 8 minutes long? Can we just talk about that for a second? How many people in here are upset that the show was only 8 minutes long? I think that there has to be a little bit more work and a little bit more dedication to this particular show, or why have the show? Don't give me an 8-minute show, right? I'm actually very upset. I want to see more content. I want to see more details. I know that we get a lot of the details on the Star Citizen Live. I get that. But, you know, if you're going to have a show, at least put a little bit more details into it. At least have a little bit more content. Literally all we got on this episode was particle physics and, fun time at Mr. Wizard's chemistry palace, you know? Just saying.
we gave you a brief look inside the current progress of the Bounty Defender and promised we'd follow up on it in the coming weeks. And because you suffered through my chemistry jokes, we're just going to go ahead and let these exotic alien visuals speak for themselves.
Oh, now I'm excited. All right, I'm telling you what, alien tech is where it is at. It's so sexy. I love the way that they're designing the alien ships. Anything alien feels and looks alien. Whoever are the artists behind the alien tech right now, they are on point. On point. I will, Red. Oh, that is looking so nice. It feels like you're in something that's alive. Like the alien tech feels like you're in something. Yes, Boba said it. Jinx. Jinx, Boba. Jinx, dude. We all thought it. That was crazy. That was crazy, Boba. Pirate. Yeah, a little bit of Covenant. A little bit of Covenant.
So what did we learn this week?
Oh, man.
We learned that the VFX
I got a little bit of
team is
goosebumps
making
on that,
space
man. I'm
magic
excited
looks
for the
great and it's
alien
less
tech,
resource intensive. That chemistry jokes are a good way to get a overreaction, especially in the YouTube comments. And that the Bounty Defender just looks rad as all get out. To our
Hell yeah,
subscribers,
dude.
be sure you check out the 6 new Life in the Verse t-shirts that were introduced as part of this month's in-game flair reward. The character team
I
is
saw
super
the
excited
I
to
saw
work
that,
on them
dude.
for you.
I saw that, Bubba.
And to all the Star Citizens out there that make all of this possible, of course, we'll see you next week.
All right, if you listen to me, Jared, we appreciate your gratitude, but I'm telling you, if you want more gratitude, make the shows a little bit longer. Would you? Look at this? Look at this. They got a fire going. Wouldn't it be crazy if you just saw all of them go, ah, like fire, like sprout out, like, oh shit. Get this Defender going already. Let me tell you something about the Banu Defender. How dare you guys take so long for this goddamn thing? Everybody's waiting for it. This might be something that they're delaying on purpose, actually, for CitizenCon as well. All right, thank you, RSW. I just love the look. Getting the douche chills, man. I'm getting the douche chills on this.
Thanks for watching. For the latest and greatest in Star Citizen and Squadron 42, you can subscribe to our channel, or you can check out some of the other shows, and you can also head to our website at www.
There's a red that wants me to watch Chris.
Thank you very much for watching.
All right, that was the end of this show, and let me tell you something. They need to get this ship out already, for real. For real. Great show today, everybody. Thanks for joining us here. It was a little long in the tooth, but you know what? It needed to be long. I'll tell you what, I have a lot of people that are saying to me in emails, in direct messages on Discord, private messages on Twitter, and they're saying, you know what, DG, thank you for the show, because I literally will not watch the show unless I am watching it with you. Now that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. So thanks for those people who are just like, you know what? I'll hold off on Inside Star Citizen until I can watch it with DG and the fam. And I love you guys. And for those people that actually watch the Inside Star Citizen show and then come here, dude, thank you too. Like, that's really awesome that you guys take the time out just to hang out, talk together. I think this is a really fun time. I'm going to keep doing these things. I will always do these things. So I just love it. Thank you so much, Pirate. He's like camping this channel all day. And I did see in here, Pirate. I saw a couple others in here. I saw Killian in here earlier. And he's still in here, but he was camping as well. So it was really cool. So like I said, I will always do a follow-up review every Thursday or Friday. And I'll always put it in the Discord that I'm doing the show. Our Discord is going fantastic. And there's so much support here on the channel. And I thank you guys. We're really got a lot of momentum behind it. The channel here, and it really means a lot to me. So thank you guys. We're ending the video now, but don't worry, we're going to have a community event, and we'll do a separate video on that. But for people watching this YouTube video right now, thanks for hanging out with myself and the fam. We had a good time. I hope you guys did too. And we're going to have a wonderful community event for those that want to stick around after the stream. And we're going to talk about some really interesting things that I did a poll on last week. And some people go, oh, DG, you never follow up on polls. That's bullshit. I always do. I always do. So thanks for watching this video, and I will see you on the next vid, guys.